Time can they do it again, folks? Let's get down the rematch. This time for Grand Finals Complexity, taking on Dignitas. Let's play some Rocket League.
I guarantee you, very few people had Complexity or Dignitas going into the Grand Finals when this journey started. But what a run it has been. 7 games to send somebody to face off against Gen G in another Grand Final.
And both teams have had experience with Gen G in this tournament, Stacks. Complexity has the one who you heard it from Jack, in their heads mentally, so to speak, and they are going to look to really push that forward if they can get past this Dignitas team that has been surging this tournament.
These players on the Dig side have been looking for just the right roster. They've been trying to find their home, and they finally seem to have found it, off to a fantastic start in the winter split. Regardless of the result today, they've got a leg up on most of the competition, aiming for one of those 5 major spots in North America. Here is Drees going underneath Raisbull. AJG there to meet him. We said it last time Complexity played Daz. Expect a lot of scoring, and this time I think you can expect it from both sides. You've got a lot of players at or near the top in goals and assists here, including CRR closing in on 20 so far in the event, as Drees will lob one ahead. AJG's got the save, and more importantly, he'll leave that for CRR on the backboard. Great control.
Great control. It's not looking as too offensive heavy as we've seen from Complexity in the opener here. Only one shot, not too much offensive possession out in that orange box for them. I think for Dignitas, they've really excelled in the way that they've been able to carry the ball out here on the start. Look at this pass straight to Evo. Evo with that light touch. They have all the air in the midfield, and Drees hammers it home. First goal today.
Drees with his 16th goal to go with 15 assists. He has been an absolute monster. And he gets the scoring started here for Dignitas. All 3 of these players, Daz, Andy, Drees, and Evo, have been doubted time and time again. I mean, Drees was a rock star on G2 when he debuted, and it felt like their fans couldn't wait to get rid of him. Now again, he's found a home, and boy, is he performing at an astronomical level.
Yeah, it looks solid. I mean, for every player on this Dignitas team, you know, the story, their journey has been a long one and not necessarily the easiest. This level of success is something that they're going to try to hold on to, but they want to see where it stops. Right now, it's looking like they could be Grand Finals bound. Complexity, on the other side of things, have struggled in terms of really kind of getting going in their flow. Maybe it's just first match of the day kind of thing for them, but haven't seen a lot of passing out in transition. There's been a lot of individual touches, not really too many bumps either. That could be also credit to Dig for bumping, for avoiding those bumps to plays, but still 1 goal game halfway through at this point as AJG tries to pass to CRR. CRR with the shot is saved by Andy and Drees.
And they both jumped for that, and one got the boost, one ended up with the ball. Here's Raisbull with Drees waiting at midfield for him. Has to dance around. Evo and Andy, last lines of defense. The backflip from Andy, inconsequential, as Evo's got this. Up ahead to Andy. Drees picking up full boost from the midfield line, and he just about had his car angled for a shot on target there off the rebound. Here goes Raisbull. Shot on, saved away by Evo.
Gotta be careful, Complexity starting to warm up. We've seen plays like that, super successful for them yesterday. Can they continue to get that level of space in the air in the midfield is the question, because we saw that first goal from Dig. No one challenged him in the air. It was free reign. Drees was the one who scored it. He misses that one. So does AJG. And Drees will try to see if he can back pass this to his teammates. Dig don't want to give away this first goal. There's a demo by Evo. Drees has to get past AJG. Goes low, but AJG, great read.
Yeah, AJG was all amped up for a quick shot. He had to make a quick adjustment for the slow play. As Evo steals some boost out of the corner. There's a center pass for Andy, and Evo just able to get back to the center line and slow down Complexity. Drees sent on by. Evo can't stop him, but Andy can as he avoids Ray's Bull to make the save.
Nerves of steel from Andy on that goal line. You saw Evo and Drees both get baited, both got taken out. Andy last back and has to dodge a bump on that. Solid defensive work from Andy. That save probably keeps Dig in the game here. As 40 seconds left, they still maintain their 1-goal lead. They just have to stop this dangerous push by Complexity.
AJG will take that from Ray's Bull, and another shot set away by Drees. Now CRR inside 30. Drop it down for Ray's Bull to tie it. Andy makes that stop as well. Well, it's been Drees and Evo on the offensive end. Andy's defense is holding it down. He makes another save there against CRR. And yet again, Dignitas send Complexity away. 5 saves from Andy here in game 1.
Might need 6. CRR still on the drive. Gets that mid. Ray's Bull the shot. Blocked down from Evo. AJG has a chance here. But Ray's Bull goes for the back pass for CRR on this one. Little bit of miscommunication as the ball is still up. Ray's Bull has control. Evo, great challenge. Can AJG get there in time? Does get it on the sidewall, but now it's looking that much more daunting here for Complexity. Here comes the pass transition, cut out from Drees. They want this to hit the ground so bad, but Complexity continuing to keep this up. AJG has to race to this one, no boost, but does get a touch in the midfield. CRR pops it up. AJG has 100 boost. He's gonna end up having to get involved here as Evo now off to the side. Why is this still in the air?
I don't know, but Drees is gonna kill it right here. That's it. Dignitas weathers the storm at the end and hangs on for a 1-0 victory. And look, it doesn't get much tougher than that with Complexity giving it a real shot at the end of the game. But it's the one strike from Drees set up by Evo that gives Dignitas one step closer to the grand finals.
More than that. 10 saves coming out from Dignitas that game. My goodness. Drees was the only one in the shooting department. 4 shots from Drees, and I believe it was one of the earlier ones that did score there. And, you talk about not having particularly role players in competitive Rocket League, but that was definitely for Dignitas role-playing performance. Drees was in the net. Made sure nothing was able to get past him. Evo was definitely more of just kind of facilitating around in the midfield. He also had a lot of great stops too. And of course, Drees was literally their only offense. Complexity now have to make some adjustments because things that they normally do, that pressure got completely mitigated. You shut down a team that puts on 10 shots, yeah, that's gonna mess them up a little bit. We'll see how they can adjust as we get Forbidden Temple loaded up.
Game 2 out of a possible 7, maybe out of a likely 7. Wavefunk mentioned it right before sending it over to us. All their games have been close. A near reverse sweep in the opening round. CRR stuffed by Andy. AJG's got this. Up ahead, deflected away by Evo. Drees was there as well. Ray's Bull trying to dish one off maybe to CRR. It's still headed netward, and Drees with the save. Evo hanging around in the net just in case he's needed, but he won't be as Andy's got this away.
Ray's Bull. Good control there. Great control, I should say. Gets that all the way by the box. Andy will get credited for his save there as he tries to pass it out. Things starting to slow down a little bit for Complexity. But at least in terms of the early game, they are still showing some semblance of that offense. A couple of good drives their way. It's Evo, though. And Dig tried to get started up. Drees not able to make contact, but Evo with the demo to slow things down. A little bit of physicality coming out here, but as the first minute goes by, we are still scoreless.
CRR just able to swipe some boost away, but Ray's Bull waiting at the back. He's got plenty to work with as
double
booms it away, but couldn't keep possession. CRR full tank as he meets up with Drees. This Dignitas squad, we knew they were all right. We knew that series with Space Station was winnable. We weren't quite sure how winnable. And it just feels like they've gotten even better, as good as they were against SSG yesterday. Drees there to stop the ball temporarily. Drees and Andy double commit. This is awkward. Evo able to range back and make the save with CRR crashing in.
Now Drees on this one, trying to get past CRR, bumps CRR out the way. Andy will take the corner boost. And that play will kind of dissolve there from Dignitas. But yeah, you can see them. It does feel like, again, they are elevating here. Though, that will be the first shot recorded for them this game. CRR, great save out. Just not necessarily too comfortable on either side. This back and forth continues. AJG will try to clear this away, but Andy, another cutoff. Dig are trying to keep that consistent pressure in the blue half.
A Complexity team that outscored M80 13-4 yesterday in the quarterfinals. Evo. Oh, that caught a deflection and goes in, and Dignitas scores first again.
Look at this. Forced an error here from Evo. Found the lane. He also had Andy there, so CRR recognizing that, trying to get a touch just to deflect the ball, forgets where he's positioned, and an own goal comes through. Dig with a 1-goal lead. We know they can hold on to it, but Complexity, what is going on the other side of the field here? Again, that level of threat from them that we've normally seen over the course of this tournament has just not been there yet. Chance there, raise bull, able to get that through. Look at this, CRR will get credit, but it's the bump there. Oh wait, no, actually, that was just, everything fell apart. What the heck?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I saw one thing, I looked at the replay and saw something completely different. That was just, I understand why you didn't say anything.
Yeah, I was just gonna leave that to you. You've got the far superior brain, and if you couldn't figure it out, I wasn't even gonna try. AJG lobbing one on as Drees will send that out towards Evo. That's where Dignitas, I think, has improved even more from yesterday. They're working together as a team, working out of the zone. But they've got caught a few times as Razebull threads the needle on a great feed from AJG.
I mean, credit CRR for the bump there initially. You can see Dig's defense starting to have to adjust. Two people on that side wall. So then AJG right to Razebull. Razebull, a great shot placement. Complexity starting to turn things around.
Complexity's got its first goal and now its first lead of this series. That deflects off a defender. Razebull guiding it in, and 3 unanswered goals very quickly for Complexity.
You blink and you miss it on this one. Right off the kickoff, ball goes straight to Razebull. Very well executed. Razebull now getting that dunk down in front, and you're seeing the success for Complexity. They're starting to ramp up.
They may be adding more. AJG heading after Evo. Couldn't quite get him. And Drees and Andy stuck there in the corner. They have had some communication breakdowns, a few double commits. They've been out of position quite a bit defensively in this game. Evo trying to guide one down towards Andy, but AJG very patient, waits for it. Now Drees up against CRR. Andy trying to recover into the play. This great win by CRR. That forces Evo into action, and it's still kind of dangerous in the Dignitas end. Andy at least gets it out to Drees with a minute left, and AJG will calmly guide this out. CRR burning more time off the clock, lining up a double, but Andy has it away.
Good clear off from Andy, but Dignitas trying to come up with 2 here. Can they do it? That's a double commit, but well needed as that shot was top left corner. Transition working out for Complexity. CRR was expecting the ball to come across. It did, but not in the speed in which he was ready for it. Now there's the Complexity aggression, keeping this ball on the orange side. 30 seconds left in regulation. They're going to try to challenge everything. Dig move forward. Can they stop Evo? He's looking for the dunk. Got it, but Razebull was there to put a hand up.
Out of the final 10 seconds. Dignitas needed a win there at midfield. Instead, they're going to find themselves in a tied series here with Complexity as Complexity roars back. 3 goals in about a minute's time, and Complexity tie the series.
They tied the series, and they looked a lot better. That's one thing that is for sure. They again, the assists were coming out. All goals assisted that game for Complexity. Razebull had quite the game here. So you take a look at the stats. 3 saves, 5 shots. I mean, he was able to step up. But it does come down to, again, Complexity really starting to find the floor. After the first goal, I feel like it was just so much confusion that happened on that play that it took not only us aback, but also some of the players on Dignitas, because it just seemed like they couldn't recover after that.
Yeah, it was kind of an awkward game, and Complexity got kind of a couple goals that you look at and go, that's not the Dignitas I remember from the last 48 hours. It's one game, and they get to turn it around here as we go to DFH Stadium for Game 3. I think both of these teams have kind of had a game that they're going to look back at and go, that's not the way we play Rocket League. So now, this best of 7 effectively turned into a best of 5. 1-1 through 2 games, and now we break this 1-1 tie on DFH with CRR. Immediately off the kickoff, we've seen Complexity score early and often in some of their series in this event. They're yet to kind of have that stretch at the start of a game today, but certainly threatening here. Drees sending one away. Raise Bull up the ladder to get in the way, but Drees with the clear.
AJG trying to get that bump off
still
Andy.
Awkward.
They are. Drees is out the play. I don't know if he was really ever in that play, but now he is. Shot on. What a transition there for Drees. Evo just waiting, won't be able to grab that, so Andy is able to push this forward. Dignitas now starting to find their footing. Evo puts a shot on, forcing Raise Bull to get the save there. Was definitely a sloppy start in the opener for Dignitas. For Complexity, though, they're trying to keep up that momentum. Feels like they found a way in during Game 2. Now they want to see if they can continue to exploit some defensive mistakes from Dig, but so far in the opening end of this game, Dignitas have cleaned up their act, and we're playing ball here on DFH.
Raise Bull bounces one into the Dignitas end, but Evo will set it up for Drees. He'll have to take that over himself. Evo over to the side, and that turnaround did not shed AJG at all. CRR towards the net, well off the mark, and Drees has the catch. Drees and Evo combine, and it's AJG that's going to have this away. CRR waiting. AJG trying to interfere. Andy with the save. Another goal line save. Keeps Complexity at bay.
Amazing save from Andy. That one was super solid. You saw the play out from Complexity. Oh, Drees! No, just off the crossbar. Would have been able to get the first goal of the game. We've seen back and forth between these two. Going back to the Dig save, that one is one of the more automatic plays from Complexity we've seen this tournament. They link up like that, it's almost always going in. But for that save to come out, for Dignitas also to keep it on the transitions, keep it locked in. Can Andy get there? No! Raise Bull got in front of him. And still, we are tied up as we approach the halfway point.
Back and forth, it's like a track meet. As Andy has Evo behind him, waiting to clean up a rebound, but that goes off to the side. Drees coming up as well. Dignitas kind of bunched up in that corner. CRR will get it loose, and Evo leaves that for Andy. He might have been able to grab that midfield boost. He's still downfield, directing this back towards center, and Raise Bull ranging back just to make sure they don't give up a cheap one. But now Dignitas has it all figured out. Evo gonna call his own number with a flip reset. Now Drees indirect, and Raise Bull pops that away from Evo. CRR ahead for AJG. That's a good win, but Drees has that to the corner.
Evo went back. He was 0 boost to get that corner. Immediately got demoed for his efforts by AJG. Evo now will pick up the boost again. This time, no demo comes through. Gets a pass too. Raise Bull last back here. Got bumped there, piece of it, but still stays close to the ball. Again, playing that 50 out. Great ground pinch too. Really solid work for Raise Bull. He's had a fantastic tournament. He's doing really well this series as Complexity gets into things. They may be needed here late in the game. As clock ticks down, he picks up his third save.
I mean, it's been a process for all of these players. We highlighted Dignitas players and their struggle to find a roster that feels like home. You know, these guys on Complexity, it was not always sunshine and roses for them, particularly a player like AJG, who really had to kind of work his way up the ladder. CRR as well over on the European side, now coming over to North America, and he is right at home. So too is AJG, so too is Raise Bull with the shot, and it's saved away by Evo just barely. And speaking of players who have kind of had to grow up in a real hurry, Evo has taken on a much more defensive role than he had in his previous stint in the RLCS, playing in the qualifiers with XSET, and it's working out to perfection.
Flick over. Evo trying to play that in. 30 seconds now. About keeping up that control. You've been consistent all game long. Don't make a mistake now. Good save out from Andy. AJG keeps this in play. Looking for the follow-up, but you see Drees there. Free midfield. This is dangerous. Oh, Razebull gets it past Evo. The final 10 seconds. Complexity with the ball. Oh, he gets it through. AJG is there. Complexity surge late in the game.
What a time to score his first of the series off the win by CRR. Beat a couple Dignitas defenders, and with 7 seconds left, Dignitas has to scramble. Creative kickoff, blows up in their face. Drees all alone at the back. Did at least get the ball airborne, but now they got to keep it up and go the length of the field, and they can't get out of their own way. Razebull will just guide this to the turf, and Complexity steals game 3.
Steal game 3 as well as the lead in this series. It was only a 1-goal game. Like we said, everybody was playing really well in that game. It was close. There were shot opportunities, great shots, great saves. It comes down to Dignitas having just too many people all in one spot, and 50-50 makes the difference here. You take a look back at the highlights. I mean, there were, again, from the start, there were plenty of great goal-scoring opportunities, but look at that save. My goodness, that was incredible from Andy, but it wasn't enough. A little too fast played from Drees. Ball got past him. Nobody was home, and Complexity stole the game.
Yeah, you can say what you want about Andy's defense and making all those goal line saves and how cool it looks on video. The fact that they have to make so many goal line saves is not exactly an encouraging sign for the Dignitas squad. They survived game 1, and now they've got to find a way back here in this series because Complexity just feels like have outpaced them. The teamwork from Complexity has been far superior to that of Dignitas. Yeah. And now they've got to find a way to get that back and keep pace with Complexity going forward in this series as we head to Utopia for game 4.
The biggest thing to me is, or not the biggest thing, but one of the things you should pay attention to. No timeout here for Dig. They took the first game, they dropped 2 back-to-back. They said they'll hold on to it and wait for a match point situation. Still a lot of trust in this squad. They know that they've been playing toe-to-toe with Complexity. But can they stop AJG? Absolutely not! The star charges forward for Complexity.
He's got Drees dead to rights the whole way. Just a little stomp right at the end. He could never actually get up for that. Second goal, second in a row from AJG. Here we go. Now Andy. Got a line on one, but he sailed it high with CRR contesting low. And now Drees pop it out for Evo. Has to half flip to get on to this. Andy was coming on as well. He'll play that one, have to play it for himself. But AJG drop it off to CRR, and it's Complexity working as a well-oiled machine defensively. A pop-up save by Drees, and Andy needs one more touch, doesn't have it. So Evo will try his luck. CRR there to greet him. Now Drees hard out of the corner, nobody there as Razebull sends it out to CRR. Intercepted by Andy, but AJG has this. Here comes Complexity.
Big swing game here. You know, this type of situation, you go back, you look at Andy's interview from yesterday's victory. Says, we're looking towards San Diego. A win here to take you to the grand finals is going to help out so much. You're already in a good spot, but you can get to a great spot if you can get that far. If you're looking for it, you got to step up, and you have to show everyone you deserve it. They're down by 1, 3:40 left against a Complexity squad that is full vamos the way they are attacking the field.
Razebull got one touch, but Evo's lost this. He may have just been leaving it for Andy. Got the demolition. Another demo on AJG. CRR all alone in defense, and he's done just enough. Evo to sky one up central, but AJG will pop it away. I mean, they had that advantage and could not capitalize. Everybody from Dignitas racing back to get boosted. Now they're back in position to defend this Complexity counterattack. Raise Bull over to AJG. Decent first touch to send it forward. Better win on the wall, but Dries pops it away only as far as Raise Bull. They're not working as a team anymore, Daz. On the defensive end, it seems like there's a good pass on the defensive side, but they've been few and far between.
Yeah, low boost situations and just a little bit of awkwardness. Thanks to Complexity's approach on the ball, has really made things awkward for Dignitas. Again, not able to really set up too much. This has been a very low shooting game-wise compared to the ones we've seen this series. Only four shots total. That'll be the 5th saved by Evo. 3 for Complexity, 2 for Dignitas here. Maybe in the later half of this game, things really start to ramp up as Dig don't at least try to tie this up. They're going to be put in a dangerous match point situation.
In hockey, we call them grade A opportunities. Opportunities right in front of the net where the goalies have to make a quick reflex save, and Dignitas have had to make a lot of those against Complexity. The quality of shots from Complexity has been far superior over that of Dignitas. Okay, AJG, I guess you just have that. As Dries might have got a touch to send this out, and Evo will chase this downfield, and maybe Dignitas feeling a bit lucky they didn't concede a goal there.
Yeah, they are definitely walking away smiling, but not too happy. Transitions have been good from Complexity. Just get the ball out, get it downfield. We don't have to do anything and overextend to put ourselves in any crazy situation. A good cushion goal for them is something that they would love, but you can tell how the way that they slow down, they're not too concerned about it. That could be dangerous, though, because they're giving a lot of ground here to Dignitas, and we've seen what Dig can do with space. How can they handle that, though? With less time on the clock than they normally do.
Dries had the lone goal in game 1, assisted by Evo. Evo scored early enough in game 2, and that's been all of the offense for Dignitas. 4 unanswered, make it 5 unanswered goals now from Complexity, and the streak continues on. AJG has this one go from way downtown, and maybe it's just their weekend.
Pinch in your net. Another goal for Complexity. Smiles on Raise Bull. And for Dignitas, you can see it. They're already getting those conversations started, because they know that this game is still in the realm of possibility. But when your back's against the wall, you have to show some magic, so to speak. Now, this Dignitas team definitely can do that. We've seen them almost reverse sweep Complexity before. Do not count them out here. But this game is starting to look out of reach. 35 seconds remaining. Complexity are showing no signs of letting Dig score at all.
Dick called for the timeout when they were on match point after winning game 5 yesterday. Something we've very rarely seen, a timeout after a win, but it was after a lengthy overtime. Dries just completely lost the plot there. AJG has been on just a massive tear. I believe he's got the last 4 goals for Complexity.
Yeah. I mean, you would know. For me,
he's been otherworldly. He just kind of started the series, he was all right, and now, as they would say in NBA Jam, he's on fire.
You didn't have to say that.
I did.
No, you didn't have to.
Well, I also have to say that Complexity is on match point as they add one more for the road. Raise Bull adds one of his own. It's been a beating, as I'm almost certain Dignitas will have to take a timeout here.
It's looking like that, Stacks. Complexity, they started the series off and was a little questionable. We do have where the timeout is going through for Dig. You seen the Complexity ramp up. It's been, everybody has had their moment. I mean, last game 3 was Raise Bull. This game, definitely AJG started it off hot, continued that. And it's always, whenever they're having a good game, it's every part of the field too. Goals, saves, shots, they lead in those categories. And you were mentioning it yesterday when we casted them, you called them like a 3-headed Hydra. This is an example of that, the way that it's always somebody different stepping up in these matches.
Yeah, you take one out. I mean, in this case, they had a point where they took out 2 players, and CRR was left all alone, and they still turned that into a quality chance on the other side. Dignitas has had a real tough time solving this puzzle. So they get the extra minute or so off the timeout to try and figure out exactly how to get back into this series. And we've seen Dig in this tournament, even back in the group stage, down but never out. And if there is a team capable of this kind of a turnaround, you'd certainly back Dignitas to be one of those teams. But it is a very tall mountain to climb with Complexity playing the way they have been. I mean, we thought G2 was on another level. Complexity has definitely stepped up their game from the fall split. And remember, Gen G waiting in the grand finals, who Complexity so far this season has owned with a 3-0 record.
That is facts. I feel like Gen G want the Complexity rematch, though.
Yeah.
To be able to get over that hump. That being said, Dignitas, again, not by any margins out of this series. We know that they can go the distance, even with their backs against the wall. They can lock in, they can win games and turn things around. But to be in a semifinals position with grand finals on the line, it's a new layer of pressure for this team. I mean, Evo, for example, has not been in this situation before. So how do they all handle it? It's going to be you're going to have to keep your eyes on it, because we can see moments of greatness and these teams really push themselves forward. Or, what tends to happen with a lot of teams is they start to fall apart. Wasteland Night is the stage. Grand finals will waste Complexity if they take this game. I'm excited to get into it.
Neo Tokyo over the horizon if they can survive long enough to get there. Raise Bull to AJG, high off the backboard. CRR is there, but so too is Andy, and that is how Game 5 begins, and it's not exactly the start that Dignitas was looking for coming out of the timeout. Evo will slam this out of the corner. Raise Bull is there to stop, and Drees getting a touch just before the demolition, and there's not much of an offensive push out of Dignitas in the first 30 seconds, as yet again Complexity all over them right out of the gate.
Complexity trying to smother, but Dignitas you can tell it's feeling a little bit more methodic in the way that they're moving around the field, playing a lot smarter with the ball, not giving, again, no shots given in the first minute, and they're totally compliant with playing in that midfield, working around, trying to test what Complexity are bringing to the table. Is Raceable gonna boom the ball? Oh my God! What the heck? AJG! This man is unbelievable!
AJG, another guy and another goal. His 5th, as he just keeps racking them up.
What? Oh, it's right in front of Andy too. That was amazing. But wait, hold on. Evo, he was trying to shake things off, trying to look a little bit more confident on his press up the field. They gotta start something where Andy, hold on, that's a high ball. Okay, AJG's there. Drees couldn't get there quickly enough. So the response from Dignitas, they want to get that back quickly. Of course, Complexity not gonna make it easy.
Yeah, pressure mounting with every tick of the clock. Raise Bull, all the boost, had some time. They hold all the keys right now. This is skied up towards midfield. Nobody burning any boost to go after it. But AJG kind of spun himself out. And it'll be a mad dash for that corner boost that AJG's collected, and he'll pop this for himself perhaps. CRR will take the shot, and a blistering shot that it was, but it's Andy with the save. He'll play that out indirect for Evo and Drees to chase after. And Drees trying to get in front of AJG's clearance effort. Got a piece of that. Now Evo up ahead to Drees. Couldn't redirect that on target, but Dignitas now, the creativity is there. They know it's got to be something more than your standard fare to get past this Complexity defense.
Yeah, they have to level up right now. And you're seeing it. The question is, can they consistently do it? You can start to play a little bit unstable as Evo will put one on. Again, you try to turn up the speed, get out of your comfort zone. It can lead to mistakes. Drees, no mistake on that save. Off the bar, Andy will clear it away. It's still a 1-goal game.
Drees yet again, and Dignitas as a whole having to make these goal line saves. Raise Bull had his shot blocked at point blank by Evo. And now CRR. Drees missed on this one, so Andy's got it, but it's loose in front. Nobody there but Evo. That's a great ball up to Andy. Andy needs help. He's got it central, and Drees can jump after it. Raise Bull all over that centering effort. Now AJG over towards CRR. Here comes Complexity again. This time CRR had it left off of Drees, but it goes right back into the Complexity end.
Really want to see a chance here for Evo to try to control the ball more. Last touch he got, he just tried to push it towards midfield to see if someone was there. No one was there. He just gave up possession when he could have probably tried to turn that into a solo play. Maybe something like that is needed here for Dig, as we are approaching that final minute. And this ball has been in the orange half for most of the game. Dig need a breakout. They got to stop that man there. AJG trying to find the dagger. Denied at the goal line.
Raise Bull again looking for more. Certainly looking for that knockout blow. Drees has Andy underneath to the right. And they're just not on the same page there. Andy and Evo both jump. It's Evo who takes the shot, lining up a double, but Raise Bull has it away. Raise Bull has been just the guy that has frustrated Dignitas the most in this series. It happened again. That pass way too strong for Drees. AJG in position anyways. Now Raise Bull. As Drees and Evo go, and we're starting to see maybe Evo a little bit of hero ball. Maybe everybody on Dignitas just trying to take that hero role and maybe a little bit of my turn offense. It's Andy. His shot taken away by CRR, stuffed by Raise Bull and AJG. Evo is not going to get back in time, and Raise Bull might have just iced it.
Oh, look at them. Look at them go. They are ecstatic. The yelling, the fierceness from Complexity. As it seems like they might have just won the series right here and right now. Gen G, I hope you're ready, because this Complexity team is coming for you.
Scramble stations now for Dignitas here in the final 10 seconds, and that clear away by CRR. Sends the message loud and clear to Andy and Dignitas. We don't want to play with you anymore. As this one headed towards the ground, and Complexity gets another shot at Gen G in the finals.
Unbelievable. The amount of work that Complexity have put in this first regional event, winning their group, continuing to play at that level, in the bracket stage, getting all the way to this point is definitely deserved. And they put themselves in a really good spot with this victory as well in the overarching conversations. Again, we're talking about the major, talking about San Diego. The win there could, again, if they can keep this level up, then maybe some of those predictions, those way too early predictions on them will be right. For Dignitas, though, this is still nothing to really put your heads down on, right? Semifinals appearance after debuting with this roster has been something that you guys definitely can come back in and maybe even improve on and get yourselves in that conversation as well.
Yeah, for Dignitas, there's, like you said, nothing to be ashamed of here at all. They've run into a team that is an absolute monster. Complexity ends the series on a 10-0 run. And now, after a short break, they get a shot at Gen G in the grand finals.